Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to your Strength Southwest podcast. I'm your co-host, Molly Heydrich.
And I'm your other co-host, Blake Alley.
We back and better than ever.
Yeah.
We got the usual group. Thanks to Jack, our lovely producer, writer, editor, all of the above, for standing in for me last week.
Yep.
Love you the most.
So,
what we got today?
Well, today we are talking about, this is my source of strength. This is my number one, and it is generosity. And generosity, in my opinion, is it ties into all of the others.
All of the above.
Generosity is in my opinion, it is my source of strength, and it is the best thing.
Yeah, definitely agree. So, you obviously, generosity is a really, really big one on the wheel for you.
Yeah.
So what would you say is, your main thing that you do for generosity?
Okay. If everyone in the world was just a little more generous, it would change it so much.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know how much a smile can change someone's day? It can change it immensely. And you'll always hear that on the motivational whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's true. Just holding a door for someone, talking to your teachers. They have a hard time. If they have a student that they can talk to and laugh with, instead of being concerned about getting yelled at about grades and all these different things, that can be great. Generosity ties in with friends,
Yeah, for sure.
You want to have friends that are generous. You want to be generous to your friends. What does generosity mean to you?
Generosity to me just means making someone's life a little bit better. Whether that's, like you said, holding a door for someone, whether that's giving someone a smile, complimenting their hair, saying that they look nice today, telling them you did really, really well on your last presentation and I really liked listening to your subject. Just things like that can just lift people's spirits just a little bit and just can absolutely make their day. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what everybody's going through.
Exactly.
In today's day and age, there are so many fronts put up through social media and especially in person too.
Oh, yeah.
So just saying one kind thing or just being generous even a little bit can absolutely make someone's day.
You have the power to put someone down or pick someone up, and
yeah,
it feels so much better for you and the person if you're just going to be generous instead of being
for
rude.
Sure.
Because every action you take can influence how another person feels.
Yeah.
And I don't think we think about that too much. And me personally, I am extremely empathetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just it's almost involuntary, to the point where if someone is having a bad day or is sad, I become sad and I start having a bad day. If someone is happy, it makes me happy. If someone's energized, I'm energized. And it's crazy. And I feel if you're just you can be a ray of energy, ray of sunshine that can just pick up other people's day just by you being there.
Yeah. And I think that a common mistake with especially generosity is that when people hear generosity, they automatically think of money. Is that just me? No.
I mean,
Jack's shaking his head no.
Yeah, I don't think about it that way. But then again, I don't think of things a lot of the way other people
when
do.
I feel when just the common population of people hears the word generosity, it's
They
money.
think donations,
donating to charity, giving
all
$2 to the homeless guy that lives on your corner. I feel that's what people think of when they think of generosity. And I just want to clarify, that's not, you can be generous with your money, but you can be generous with other things. You can be generous with your time. You can be generous with your energy. you know? My source of generosity is every Sunday I volunteer with the special needs kids at my church, and I buddy them and I teach them just about God and about the Bible, and most of all I just make sure that they're having a good time and that they're learning about life, and just kind of what goes into life and what goes into interacting with people and making friends. So for me, that's generosity. Do I donate money? Absolutely not. I don't have any. Do I donate my time and energy for 2 hours every Sunday? Absolutely.
Yeah. Talking about some people maybe in the community, maybe around Southwest, that are these, as I said before, kind of rays of sunshine, these people that kind of generate happiness. First one that comes to mind for me is Kiritaji.
Definitely.
And that whole family.
Oh my gosh. Kira, like, I can't whenever I see Kira, I'm like, I don't even have to talk to her. Like, I can just pass her in the hallway, like, she'll smile at me, and instantly, like, my day is, like, just so much better.
You just become happily.
You're just so much better.
Like, something I like to do is I will watch the old Bob Ross things on Netflix. And that man, it's just nice. It's just nice, makes you so happy, very peaceful, very zen.
You guys missed it. Blake was Bob Ross for Halloween, and it was fantastic.
It was kind of
I loved it.
It was awesome. But I think generosity, people don't give it enough credit for what it can really do. And, you know, like, I think about so many times in, like, classes and in school where people have just been negative, and people have just, you know, they're rude or they're mean or they just kind of have a negative vibe, you know, versus those people that are positive and are, you know, they are helping and they are respectful and all these different things. I just think the whole community could really benefit if you were just a little bit nicer, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And again, like, especially for me, like, when I hear people say, like when I hear you say that, like, just be a little more generous. Like, again, the first thing, like, that my mind goes to is money. But I don't know why. It's just, there's just such, like, a stigma around generosity that it always, like, I feel like it always comes back to money. And it always comes back to, well, did you donate to charity? Did you give the homeless guy $1? Like, no. Like, you don't have to give money to be generous. You can be generous with just your energy. You know, like, Kiritaji, like, just bringing her up again. Like, she's so generous in the way that she just is not afraid to give everybody all of her positive vibes. Like, she will be like, take it, have a good day. Like, she can give that stuff up, which is so generous because it makes someone's day, because again, you never know what kind of day someone is having, what they went through, you know?
It's always, you know, been my dream to be like a therapist and to, like, help people with their problems and things like that. And I think empathy and generosity, understanding how someone feels and just being able to help them in that situation however you can.
For
you
sure.
know, and you can help people in many different ways, just talking to them, being with them, like maybe taking them out to eat or something.
For
or
sure.
just, like, you know, it depends on who they are.
Yeah, again, just giving that positive energy, those positive vibes, and just being generous with yourself and the things that you have that maybe aren't physical objects, you know? Like, you don't have to give money, you don't have to give objects, you can just give smiles, you can give laughter, you can give love, you can, you know, just give someone your energy, and that does count as generosity to me.
Yeah, where I'm at, going back to your topic about the stigma with generosity, people thinking it's like money and all that. Like any rich billionaire can like donate $1 million to keep up his image.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Anyone, well, like any one of them can do that, but like a person on the side of the road who may be homeless and down and out on their own,
Who's struggling
could just sing a song, could play an instrument, could just give you a smile.
Yeah.
Just be positive, and that could have so much of an mental influence.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, one of my favorite places in the world is New Orleans because I can walk down the street and I can see someone, who just has love for music and who has a love for their city, and they're playing music, and no matter what kind of music it is, it always, always, always makes me smile, and it always, always, always makes me happy. And that to me is generosity in the way that those people are giving up their time. And yes, it's maybe it's their way of making money. Maybe it's their job, maybe they're a street performer for a living. I don't know. But in the same way, they're also being generous in the way that you don't have to give money to get something from them.
And where I'm at with the whole generosity thing, everyone has those days where you're
Yes.
just down and you don't feel like
Giving
engaging. You
anything.
don't feel like being wherever you're at. You just feel, you're
Yeah.
just out of it. You're just mad for sake of being mad or whatever,
Yep.
But it's like times like that where if you see someone in that situation where you can really make a difference and turn that bad day into a good day. And if you are this great sphere of generosity and positivity, I'm sure once you have one of those bad days, one of the people that you have helped will come to you,
Yep.
In those bad moments and be there for you and be your, kind of ray of happiness.
Yeah. For me, my kind of life advice that I have always followed is that people change people. And no matter what kind of mood you're in, you can always change someone, whether it's in a negative way or whether it's in a positive way. And I keep saying this, but to me, that's just generosity. It's all one big circle, People interact with people. People change people. People put their influences on other people. People change people's minds. They give them opinions. They give them facts. They give them vibes. They give them energy, If someone walks into a room and they're totally down and they're totally sad and I'm just happy, one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to make them happier, or they're going to make me sadder. Sadder, is that a word? More sad?
More sad.
More sad? Okay. Well, but that's just generosity, and that's people change people. Obviously we're all hoping for the fact that we can all affect people with our positive vibes. And I think that's the biggest part of Sources of Strength to me.
I would
is
agree.
how we, we all volunteer our time to do things like this,
Yeah.
And obviously Blake, Jack, and I, we love to do this stuff. This is one of the highlights of my week right here. I can sit down here. I can talk about all of my feelings, put them out into the world. But to me, what we do every week, what Jack does for us every week, staying up and editing and posting and then writing our new script, that's generosity because he's helping you and I change people's lives. And Jack may not be on the air, but he may not be talking in this, but that doesn't mean he isn't a part of it. And that's so generous to me.
Going back to your statement, people can change the world. They just have to have the motivation to
Exactly.
do so. And for me, when a lot of this, when Christmas time rolls around, I'm just going to say it, that's when my generous and holly jolly vibes come out. And that's when I wear the giant Christmas hats, and that's when all the positivity comes, and I start getting happy, and I start
for
doing
sure.
all the crazy things like that. And I think to wrap it up, generosity is something that everyone can do, and it's really not that hard to do it. So
And it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be a big gesture.
no,
It can be your energy. It can be your vibes.
yeah. So I think just be happy when you can and support the people who aren't happy.
Yeah,
I
for
guess
sure.
that's the message.
So, y'all, as always, our Instagram is bbsw_strength. Our TikTok is the same thing. And our Twitter is @SourceSW. Definitely go give it a follow. We put so much work into this. Don't forget to be generous this week. And have a good week, y'all.
Okay, bye.